Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you, Rajit. We'll now move on to the theme of the year. Krishna is everywhere. Verse number, do you all remember? Chapter 10, verse number
34.
34. Thank you. So let's go to that verse. Let's lead that. I will lead that. And Sahasra, please repeat after me. So the Krishna is describing his opulences and glories, and in this verse he's going to talk more about his glories. He's continuing to speak in chapter 10, verse 34. Mrityuhu sarva haraschaham
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
udbhavascha bhavishyatam
भवश्च भविष्यताम्
kirtihi shrirvakcha narinam
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
Pritirmedha dhriti kshama
कृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
मृत्यु सर्वहरशाहम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
कीर्तिः श्रीवाक् च नारीणाम्
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिक्षमा मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिक्षमा
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
मृत्युः
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
कीर्तस्तिर्वाक् च नारीणाम्
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा मृत्यु सर्वहरश्चाहम्
मृत्युसर्वहरश्चाहम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् नारीणाम्
Kirti Shirvakchanadinam.
Smritirmeda Shama.
Smritirmeda Tritikshama. Mrita Sarvaharashaham.
Mrityu
सर्वहरश्चाहम्
Udbhavascha Bhavishyatam.
उद्भवश्चाभविष्यतम्
Kirti Shirvakchanadinam.
कीर्तिः सर्वाक्षनारीणां
Mritirmeda Tritikshama.
स्मृतिर्मेतदिति क्षमा मृत्युसर्वहरश्चाहम्
Mrityu sarvaharashchaham.
उद्भवस्य उद्भवश्च भविष्यतम्
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
कीर्तिश्रीवक्
It is,
वक्चानारिणम्
hold on, Nishka. It is Kirtihi Shri Vakchanarinam. Let's do it slowly, each word. There is importance of every word, every syllable here. For all of us, not only for Nishka. I saw some of us are rushing through the words. Let's do it slowly. Kirtihi Shri Vakchanarinam.
कीर्तिः
Shrirva.
श्रीवाक्चुरारिणां
Kirtihi Shrirvakchanarinam.
स्मृतिर्मेधदृशकषम्
Smritir Medha Dhriti Kshama. Nishka, can you repeat? Smritir Medha Dhriti Kshama.
स्मृतिर्मेधातिथि क्षमा
Smriti meda dhruti kshama. Mrityu sarvaharashchaham.
Mrityu sarvaharashyaham.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Kirtihi Shrirvakchanarinam.
Kirtihi Shrivakshinaarinam.
Smriti meda dhruti kshama.
Smritirmedha Kshama. Mrityuh sarvaharashyaham.
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
Kirtihi Shrivakshinaarinam.
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक्चनारीणाम्
Smritirmedha Kshama.
मृतिर्मेधा धृतिक्षमा मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
Is everyone done? Okay, I will repeat. Mrityuh sarvaharashchaham.
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक्चनारीणाम्
Kirtihi Shrirvakchanarinam.
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिक्षमा
Mritir Medha Dhriti Kshama. All right, going on to the translation. Translation says, okay. I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So Krishna is talking again about three categories of things. First is talking about how he is the devouring death. He is the cause of death. He is death himself. Next, he's talking about how he is the generating principle, meaning he's cause of birth also. If you look at the illustrations in your book, what do you see? We see the devouring death coming in different forms, disease, accidents. Do you all have the book open in front of you all? Okay. It shows disease. Okay, let me get my book. It's right here. Oh. For those who do not have the book, please reach out to me. Here. I don't know if you all can see. So there is this accident, disease, and old age, all the different causes of death. And Krishna is saying, he comes as death to living entities. And then Krishna is also saying is the cause of birth, the generating principle, meaning that which leads to the birth of new living entities, birth of new life. Constantly there is deterioration, there is generation happening in the material nature around us. We are growing old every second. At the same time, the old cells of our body are being replaced by new cells, because as we grow taller, as we grow um, little, as we grow taller and bigger in size, the cells are getting replaced. That means some process is happening. Are we like monitoring that process, or are we turning on the process on and off every day? The growth process, are we controlling the process? It's happening naturally, and that is happening under the control of Lord Krishna. And that's why he's saying, I am the devouring death. And death also comes closer to us with passage of time. Remember, and Krishna says, Kala Kalayatam Aham. He says, I am the time. Among the subduers, I am the time. Because subduer is something which controls things. And the thing that controls everyone, one single entity that controls everyone, it's time. And Krishna says, I am time. And here he's saying, I'm the devouring death. I'm the generating principle of all that is yet to be. So if birth is happening, only when it happens we see. But there is so much process that happens even before birth happens, isn't it? Before the seed, when you sow a seed into the soil, what happens? Do you see this plant sprouting right away? It takes time, right? It whatever it needs to be done with the soil, sunlight, water, the minerals, nutrients that we provide, the soil has. The seed slowly absorbs those nutrients and then transforms and then generates that small life that comes out of it and then comes out of the soil. So all this is happening because of Krishna. So the unseen things, the seen things, right? We see people randomly, suddenly they pass away. And did you know the cause? Did you know even, some people didn't even know that they're going to pass away. Sometimes death happens suddenly. But internally, whatever leads to that death is already started happening. It's not visible to us, right? So Krishna is saying, I am the cause of death and I am the cause of birth and the generating principle. So what is for us to learn when Krishna says this, that he is the cause of death and he is the generating principle? We have to understand that death and birth need not be scary. It is a process that Krishna has established for living entities to migrate from one body to another until and unless they reach to a point where they have understood Krishna's hand in our life, right? That process keeps on going and happening. Birth and death, birth and death. The soul migrates from one body to another. How many species or how many different bodies exist? Do you know in this creation? Does anybody know? Yes, Sriram?
It was about 35 billion.
8.4 million species. Where did you get that number, 35 million, beta?
35 billion was the number of humans in the world. I thought you asked that. I never thought species.
Oh, so it's total number of species. 8.4 million species exist in this creation. And the soul is migrating from one body to another of these 8.4 million species. And Krishna is overseeing the soul migrating into one body at the time of birth and leaving that body at the time of death. And Krishna is saying that I am coming as death and birth. Then we wonder why do I have to go into so many bodies? But because it's like a Ferris wheel, right? You go up and down, up and down, up and down. If you're sitting on a Ferris wheel, it's fun at the beginning, isn't it? Have you all gotten to a Ferris wheel anytime? How many of you have got onto a Ferris wheel? See Vedang, Vishnu, Sahasra, Shrika, Sri Ram. Almost every one of us. Maybe one or two did not get onto it. But let's say, do you like Ferris wheel, all of you? Okay. But if I say that you can sit on the Ferris wheel forever because you like it, you can just sit there and your life can be designed in such a way that you are sitting in the Ferris wheel, still going to school in the Ferris wheel. So you'll be going up and down, up and down. Would you like it? Why not? We like that ride, correct? But why don't we like to be on the Ferris wheel forever?
It kind of gets boring a bit.
it gets boring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what else happens? You get nauseated, right? Your head starts spinning if you're going in circles all the way up and down every time, isn't it? You feel like throwing up. You get disgusted. Now, at one point, you say, "Stop it! I don't want this anymore. Can you please take me out of this Ferris wheel?" You'll scream, isn't it? That's exactly is what is happening. This different bodies that a living entity gets into is like taking that Ferris wheel ride, except that it is from one life to another life to another life to another life. But we don't remember, and we think it's all fun, but it is it gets disgusting and frustrated at times when you experience those moments in life. So Krishna is telling, when we learn that Krishna is the creator, is the controller of death and birth, we have to understand that for me, the safest place is to be out of this cycle of birth and death. I want to be at a place where I'm eternally existing happily without having to change my house or change my location from one time to another. So I want to be in one place with Krishna, eternally happy, and that I can remember if Krishna knows, if I know that Krishna is the cause of death and birth. Okay, that's about the first two lines of this verse. And then we go to the third and fourth line. In this, Krishna is talking about the qualities of women. What is he saying? Now, we see that there are certain qualities that are adornments in the personality of women. What are adornments mean? Or decorations. What does it mean when we say that the decorations for somebody? It is going to enhance the beauty or the look, isn't it? So there are qualities for both men and women, which when we decorate or adorn ourselves, we look more beautiful. That doesn't mean beautiful physically, but beautiful in our nature, character, right? When we see a person of beauty, physical beauty, we might we might think, wow, they're so beautiful, or they look so good. But let's say if that same person is not having good nature, they're not friendly, they're mean, they don't have good values. So that same person who attracted us in the beginning, very soon we will not even be attracted by their beauty. Yes or no? Any person who might have thought just because of their looks, the way they dressed up, the way they are looking and all, we think that, oh, this person seems very interesting, very attractive, so maybe I should make friends with them. But then very soon, if you realize that that person is not good in uh, nature meaning they're not having good values or not nice to you or being deceitful, cunning, very soon you'll forget their beauty, isn't it? Their character dominates their beauty, physical beauty, isn't it? On the contrary, if you see a person with normal, not so attractive, not so dressed up well, but simple and neatly dressed up, and that person who didn't really attract us at the beginning or did not really inspire us to talk to, eventually, when we are associating by way of either doing some group project or being in the same class, you know that that person has nice values. That person is very nice and is very empathetic, is not at all deceitful, then slowly you get attracted by those qualities, isn't it? You want to make friends with that person. You want to be a friend of that person. And you also slowly want to become like that person because you are inspired by all the noble and good qualities that person has. And that is what beauty is Krishna is talking about in this verse. Of course, he's classifying certain qualities that distinguish a woman and what that are particularly glorified in women. And what are those? And while the other qualities, that's what it's not only about women here, it's about men too. But in this verse, Krishna is talking about women. Certain qualities are seen as adornments in women, while other qualities are viewed as specially praiseworthy in men. Ideally, a well-rounded personality is one who possesses all good qualities, all kinds of good qualities. However, in this verse, Lord Sri Krishna, he lists fame. These are the qualities, okay? Fame, prosperity. Fame means what? Fame meaning being well known for something good, being well known. And what is a synonym for famous? Is it popular? Popular is also a synonym for being Popular. Popular, you can become popular for wrong things also. But fame always always indicates good things, right? As opposed to infamous. Famous meaning somebody who is known very well for good things. So Krishna is listing somebody who becomes famous for good. Famous again is a positive attribute. Prosperity meaning somebody who's making good progress, successful in their endeavors, either knowledge wise and talent wise. They're becoming prosperous, becoming opulent. That is also one of the good qualities. And perfect speech, vak. Vak means the word vak in the Sanskrit verse means speech. It's telling perfect speech. Now, what is perfect speech? Perfect speech is characterized by uh, what? Three qualities. Let's study those. I hope you all are noting down these points. Perfect speech is defined by three qualities. What are that? First one, speech, any talk that is always truthful, based on facts. That is one quality of perfect speech. Second quality, any talk that you're having with another person, if you are talking for the benefit of the other person only, then that is another quality of perfect speech. And the third is any talk that is based on facts, that is for the benefit of the other person, and that is spoken very nicely. The way you speak kindly, that also defines perfect speech. So three qualities of perfect speech is fact-based, beneficial to the other person, and talked in a pleasing way. These are the three qualities that define perfect speech. So, and ideally, all of us have to remember these 3 points whenever we are talking. If we keep these 3 points in mind, the first thing that gets eliminated is gossiping. Because what is definition of gossip? Gossip is something which might not be true, which might have been made up by somebody, and gossip is always about somebody. How is it beneficial to the two people who are conversing if you're talking about someone else in a bad way? Right? So gossip gets eliminated out of our life. That's a very important thing, whether it is we are doing a social media stuff, which is mostly gossipy stuff, or we're talking to people on chat, which is also usually gossip, isn't it? So yesterday, I was teaching the other class, and they used some words for truthful, talking truthful, and talking something which is beneficial to others, and talking in a way that pleases others. I forgot those words. See, my memory is so bad. High school students told me these words. What are the words? Can you all think of any word which is for perfect speech, where these qualities are defined? One is you are truthful, you are talking that which benefits others, and you are talking in a way that pleases others. These are the 3 qualities of perfect speech. If I remember, I'll let you all know. Anyways, so Krishna is saying fame, prosperity, perfect speech, memory. Memory is what? Smriti. Smriti means memory. And intelligence, medha means intelligence. And then dritihi. Dritihi means courage. Yes, Shrika?
I was just wondering, could the word be austerity?
Not austerity. It was, I don't remember. It's not austerity. It was a funny word. Something it's not in the dictionary. It's just like some of the words that you all make up. You all make up based on the slang, right? Like, um, I don't know what those words are called. Those are not dictionary words. Can you tell me any word that is not a dictionary word but you use commonly in school? Any funny word? I know you all are smiling because probably you're remembering so many words. Anyways, okay. So that was one of the word. I thought it's interesting. And I thought I need to know because I don't know those words. And those are not bad words, especially. I'd ask them, are these words offensive words? They said, no, no, no. These are not offensive words. So, but I forgot what to do. See, my memory is bad. And that's why Krishna is saying these qualities make women glorious, like memory, intelligence, perfect speech, famous, prosperity, courage is Dhritihi, and then forgiveness, Kshama is forgiveness, right? So forgiveness is also, and all these qualities that make the women glorious, it seems. It's very good to know. I mean, especially I and all the girls here. Of course, these qualities make everyone glorious. But there is, now you all tell me this is discussion. I'm not trying to be a sexist or a gender biased person, but I want to ask you all, except for the physical appearance and the physical make, even the physical make limitations are there, is what I think. There is a difference between men and women. Not both of them are equal in terms of physical capacity, mental capacity. That doesn't mean that one is lower than the other. That's not the point we're trying to tell here or speak, focus on. Everybody is equal in terms of opportunities. Everybody is equal in terms of the way they can exercise the opportunities that they have. However, there is a difference in the physical capability, emotional capability, and mental capability of women and men. Do you all agree? How many of you all think yes? If you think the otherwise, please open up and tell me. No, Mataji, no, auntie. I think everybody's same. Does anybody think like that? And the examples that I was thinking about is, for example, let's say in the defense or army or navy of any country, what is the percentage of women to men? We looked up yesterday in the class and we saw that the maximum was in Air Force where women were 25%, which is actually lesser than men, isn't it? It should be 50-50 if everybody is equal gender-wise. Yes or no? And then we talked about how if you're going to extracurricular activities like artsy classes like dance, music, painting, let's see what is the percentage of girls to boys. And then there we notice that there is more girls than boys. Now, if we say that it's same for both and men, women and women, yes, even boys can do all the artsy stuff and women also can do all the physically challenging stuff. But based on the proclivities, women tend to do certain types of activities and men tend to choose certain type of activities. And that is where the difference comes. Yes or no? Do you all accept or you're just agreeing because I'm saying? I want you all to challenge me and open up. Is there everybody here in the class or you're listening? You're somewhere else? Physically
Sorry.
present, mentally somewhere? Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted to say I definitely agree with you. I think there is a difference like physically and like emotionally between men and women, but I also think that when you look at like percentages like that, a portion of it is just because of like sorry. A portion of it is just because of like the stigma around taking on those activities. Like I feel like as a girl, like since I was young, I wasn't really like motivated to, get into like fighting or like physical activities as much. And I was more like motivated to do artsy activities. But I think that's just more because of like a stigma around doing those activities more than like your personal, like your personal qualities.
Oh, wow. That's a wonderful realization. I mean, as you're speaking, I felt like that's so true because that's the way we have been. Yeah, we have known girls doing only those things, and probably we chose only those things, right? And we have known men doing only certain type of things, and we chose those things. So you are telling me, or now with that, what you mentioned, Sanvi, let's say if we started with everything reset, everything was reset. Let's say the whole world of the creation was reset, and then there are a bunch, 50% men and 50% women thrown there without any stigma associated with what they can do and without any um, previous nurturing about what they can choose. So you're thinking, according to your understanding, that there would be equal probability of men and women choosing everything.
I mean, I think there's still like a biological like part of it where we're like some people are just better at things than other, and you might see more men in like roles that are related to
It's
strength.
not
and-
some people. Tell me about gender only.
Yeah, I
Let's
think you
talk
might
about
see like specifically boys more like better at like physical activities, and then you'll see girls better at like emotional activities like art and writing and dancing. But I also think that's like the person when you look at it percentage wise with today's society, a good portion of it, like it's so extreme because of the stigma, but there would still be a little bit of it without it. Did I make sense?
It makes so much sense to me. Yes, thank you for bringing up that point. I never even thought about it in that way. And that's why I want to hear to you all for your perspectives. Okay, now let's agree and let's say that, okay, if the stigma wasn't there, first of all, let's come to the point as to why stigma exists. Why did the society, when it started off the way, originally it was started at the beginning, right? And then now it has transformed to or reached the point where we are. So now, is there any logic in the way that the stigma exists? I don't know, stigma has a negative connotation, but is there a logic in the way it is being defined, or is it illogical? Is it something because of social pressure or because of wrong choices that people made, or because one gender dominated the other, right? So we have to also logically see why it is the way it is today. Is it, as we said, because men and women have unique strengths and unique talents, at the same time they have their own weaknesses, and therefore it has eventually fallen in a natural way to the place where it is, or it has been forced and put there. And let's imagine a society where men and women both are equally doing all things. Would it be more beautiful than what it is today? Would it be more constructive and enhanced than what it is today? Those are the things that we have to think through, right? Uh, but according to me, I mean, I'm not saying I'm correct, but what I would think is every living entity, every creature in this creation has uniqueness, and they have their own position, and they have to perform well uniquely to that activity, which will contribute to the society and make it a wholesome society. That's what I think, and I therefore think that there is difference between the two. It's not, both are equal in opportunities. I'm saying they're equal in opportunities, but there is some uniqueness too to both of them. They both are not identical, is what I'm trying to say, which I think you all also agree, right? They're unique, they're talented, but they're not identical. And therefore, they have unique attributes for themselves, for the two genders. And that's where here Krishna is talking about how women is known and becomes glorious when she has these qualities, like she has perfect speech, she has memory, she has intelligence, she has courage, and she has forgiveness. And all these women qualities make the women glorious. And then another way of understanding this verse is, of course, the list of qualities. What are the qualities that Lord Sri Krishna listed here? One is fame, prosperity, perfect speech, memory, intelligence, courage, forgiveness. Did you all note them down? Out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the first three are external qualities manifest outside. Like famous is something which is an external quality. The person becomes famous, and then prosperity also is seen externally, and perfect speech also it's seen externally. But can you see somebody's memory, intelligence, courage, forgiveness out externally? We cannot, right? It's something which is a virtue that is within. So three are external virtues, the other four are internal virtues. Now, there's another way of understanding the same verse. The progenitor of humankind. So when Brahma was the first procreator. He was the creator of the universe. In that process, he creates Prajapatis. Prajapatis are children of Brahma who were given the task of procreating, creating more living entities, more humans. So in that Prajapatis, there was one king called Daksha, and he had 24 daughters because his task was procreation. So he had 24 daughters, and 5 of these were considered the best women. So those are the ones who are exemplified as best women who had these qualities. And their names, therefore, are Kirti, Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, and Kshama. The same verse, uh, that last one here, Kirti, Medha, Dhriti, and Kshama. These are the the best women, best daughters who had the best qualities of daughters of Daksha Prajapati. Now, Shri was the daughter of sage Bhrigu. So now if you see, these are all the names: Kirti, Shri, Vak, Nari, Smriti. No, Nari is women. So Kirti, Shri, Vak, Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, Kshama. So Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, Kshama and Kirti are the daughters of Daksha. Shri is the daughter of sage Bhrigu. You're noting it down, all of you? And Vak is the daughter of Brahma. Now, it's very important today. It's actually directly relevant to what we are speaking. Today is the auspicious day of Vasanta Panchami. Vasanta Panchami is the day when goddess Saraswati is worshipped. Saraswati Puja is performed by Hindus, and it marks the beginning of preparations for spring season in that part of the continent, not for us here. And it is celebrated by offering prayers to Mother Saraswati, who is actually the goddess of knowledge. Right? When we pray to Mother Saraswati, sincerely asking her to bless us with intelligence and the power to retain what we learn. Right? This is auspicious day to pray to her. And she is also called Vak. Vak is Mother Saraswati, and she's the daughter of Lord Brahma. And another word for Vak was fine speech that we explained. What is fine? Perfect speech is defined by that. And then Vak is also name of Mother Saraswati's daughter of, sorry, Vak is not daughter of Brahma. Sorry, I'm not Saraswati. I'm mixing up things. Saraswati is the consort of Lord Brahma. Vak is the daughter of Lord Brahma. But I remember Saraswati in the context of today being Vasanta Panchami. I'm repeating again. Vak is the daughter of Lord Brahma. Saraswati is the consort of Lord Brahma. In accordance with their respective names, these 7 women are the presiding deities of 7 qualities mentioned in this verse, and therefore Sri Krishna, he is enlisting these qualities as his glories or vibhutis or opulences. Okay, so that is the verse summary today. I hope you're not getting bored, boys and girls. Please let me know if you're getting bored. So we learned about how Krishna is the cause of death. Cause of death meaning he is comes as death, and he's also generating principle, that means his birth. And he also talks about all the qualities that make women glorious, and he is those qualities. He talks about perfect speech, he talks about memory, he talks about intelligence, he talks about forgiveness. Let's discuss a little bit about forgiveness. Can you all tell me what forgiveness is? Should we have it? Should we not have it? And how do we develop forgiveness? Please make it an open discussion. I want you all to speak. Like based on your experiences in life, you have so many times thinking you're upset with people because they've been mean to us or they've been behaving in a way that hurts us. And then you come across the same people again. So do you want to now be nice to them, forgive them, or just ignore them? What do you all think about forgiveness? Yes, Prajit.
Well, when it comes to forgiveness, I'd say like maybe like you'd forgive if it's something small. If it's like very petty, then forgiving someone for such a small petty mistake shouldn't be much of an issue. But if like it was like a very big issue or very big problem, I mean, this depends on like the person. If they would either like forgive if they were like if they truly um if they were truly how do I describe it? In full control of their emotions, basically. But if they weren't, then chances are they probably won't not forgive the person that has wronged them.
Yeah, but then Krishna is telling that we have to that forgiveness is a glorious quality. So
Oh,
what do we do about it? Yeah, I like what you said, Prajit, because that is what we do in our lives. Yeah, small thing, it's okay, I'll ignore. Small thing, small child, small person who does not really engage in our life too much. So why should I worry about those people? I'll forget about it. Correct? But if there's a bigger mistake by somebody whom I interact on a daily basis, maybe it's my peer or it's somebody who's younger to me, my sibling, then what do I do? And then do I forgive? Because Krishna says forgiveness is glorious character. What do I do? What is forgiveness, first of all? All that is what we have to understand. Yes, Sriram.
So forgiveness is like basically like that. It's like letting go of things like anger, stuff like you know that you're letting go of like anger, and you're it just like when you do it, it just like it brings like a better relationship between the people that you're forgiving, because you're willfully saying like you know that they did something wrong, but it's okay, and you're willing to forgive them, and it brings like peace, like better relationships. It just brings that kind of stuff, which is why we should forgive.
Nice, very nice. Any other perspectives? Yeah, you'll forgive Sriram, but what if that person keeps on repeating the same thing again and again because you've been ignoring the bad stuff that they're doing and you're being nice to them? Then that other person is thinking, oh, this person doesn't get offended even if I do anything bad to him. So let me continue doing. Then what do we do?
I think you should like forgive on the basis that they like make an effort to not do it again, and like they
Yes.
use the experience as like a learning experience.
Yeah. How do we do it, Vishnu?
Um,
It's a tricky situation, right? I
yeah,
mean, it is a solution, but it is a tricky solution. How do we implement it?
I don't know. I don't really know.
Let's see. We have more hands raised. Datri, tell us.
So, if someone is continuing to do something and
Mhm,
they're continuing to make the same mistakes over and over again, and this
mhm,
doesn't bring any benefit to you, maybe it brings a benefit to them, I
mhm,
think that they are not truly seeking for forgiveness. I
mhm,
think if they were truly sorry and if they
mhm,
were truly admitting that they were in the wrong,
mhm,
then they would do something about it. They would
mhm,
ask your hope to help them like overcome what bad quality they keep on displaying.
mhm,
So I think that if they're not truly looking for forgiveness and you understand this, I think
mhm,
it can, but maybe the glorious quality that you should display here, I think it's like you hope them, you try to help them overcome this. You tell them that this is completely incorrect. Maybe it doesn't mean to forget this, forgive and forget. I don't think that should be applied here. I think maybe forgive them means to help them bring peace to themselves, help them stop negatively affecting the people around them. I think it means like if they continue to do this, help them, maybe like teach them what they could have done, maybe something like that kind of show light to what they did wrong, you know? Do you see what I mean?
Awesome. Very nice, Datri. Very well told. And that's where I think we can use the glorious quality of perfect speech. Talk to them facts, explain to them nicely. Again, talk in a way that's pleasing to them and it's a beneficial to them and explain facts. And And if it doesn't work even after that, then it's not worth our time. We just move on and not really encourage that. Again, there's a lot of difference between forgiving and forgetting. We should forgive, meaning we should not have bad feelings, as Datri is nice as saying, encourage them and have good wishes for them and pray for them and help them get out of the situation. But if a person is keep on, just like if you're walking on a road and if you realize there is a pothole, first time you forgot and you fell into it, but next time, you be careful and you walk around it, isn't it? Similarly, we avoid people who are trying to mess up with us. At the same time, we talk to them using perfect speech and we try to work it out. And if it's not working out, we keep them at a distance. But I like all of your ideas. Vishnu gave a very nice solution where we have to handle it, and then Dhatri elaborated on it. Very nice. I had somebody else's hand. Yes, Sanvi, I think you had your hand up.
Yeah, I was just gonna build on that. I was gonna say, if someone like constantly like does wrong to you and like you have to constantly forgive them, I feel like that's if you do it, if you forgive them to a point that you're becoming a pushover, that's not good. But I think forgiveness comes from a place of like you have to not take action, like you have to not be revengeful. I think vengeful at like being that for having revenge and like forgiveness are two different things. So if they're constantly doing wrong to you, it's just you can forgive them but not take on revenge. And I think that's what
Wow, that's such a powerful point you made, not being revengeful. Yes, not being vengeful. Because if we are having anger and revengeful attitude, it's like holding hot, hot coal in your own hands that's burning your hands. That the thought of revenge and anger within that emotion within us actually is going to burn us up. It's going to actually impact us negatively. So that's another nice point that Sanvi made. Forgiving doesn't mean that you are externally okay, but internally you're having that vengeful thoughts, or uh, even otherwise never having revengeful thoughts. We have to work it out by speaking with them. Any other point? Sriram, your hand is up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if a person like keeps on repeating the same mistake, like forgiveness doesn't mean you have to tolerate their behavior and constantly let them like hurt you. But forgiveness is about letting go of like resentment, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't like set boundaries.
Yes. And can we get some examples from Shastra, from Puranas, from Krishna's pastimes where forgiveness was exercised, it didn't work, and therefore we had to put our foot strong and do whatever was needed, like how Sri Ram said, if at some point if it's not working, then you have to put our foot strong and then do whatever is needed. Can you give examples? Yes, Dhruv. I saw your hand up, is it? No, sorry, your hand is not up. My cursor was on you. So can you all give examples from Krishna's pastimes? For example, the Kurukshetra war. Pandavas did not want the war. They were being tortured by Kauravas. They were trying to be burned. They were given poisonous food. They were, you all know the pastime where Pandavas were put in a house and they tried to put on fire, and Krishna miraculously helped them come or escape that house. Do you all know that pastime? No, you do not know? Oh, Pandavas were being tortured by Kauravas because Pandavas were becoming a threat to Kauravas once they come back from the Vanavas, which they were tricked in the gambling match, right? They were sent out to the forest for so many years and they were supposed to be incognito. And even during that time, they were attempted to be killed by Kauravas. And Krishna, and then at the end of all of it, Kauravas were not willing to give kingdom to Pandavas. And then Krishna tried to be a what you call peacemaker between the two armies, Pandavas and two sides, Pandavas and Kauravas. He tried to convince them, he tried to plead them, whatever they did, whatever Krishna and Pandavas did, Kauravas were not ready. On top of it, they were performing so many atrocities which were not forgivable. But even then, Krishna and Pandavas were willing to forgive if they had just given some small pieces of small villages at least for the Pandavas to rule. But Kauravas were not ready to do it, and therefore war was going to happen. So, and war meant the side that was righteous was going to win, and that was Pandavas. And the side that took the side of Krishna was going to win. So Pandavas chose Krishna, and righteousness was on the side of Pandavas, and it was going to make Kauravas completely be destroyed in the battlefield. So at that point, it was forgiveness, and beyond forgiveness, it was standing up for what is right. Right? Another example of forgiveness is the pastime of Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj was actually hosting Durvasa Muni, and he was about to break his fast. Durvasa Muni and his other group of sages had gone to the river to take a dip in the river and come back. By then, Ambarish Maharaj's muhurat, the sacred time of giving up the fast, was getting over. So, under the consultation of the family priests and other gurus in the assembly, Ambarish Maharaj just took a sip of water to break his fast. But Durvasa Muni got so upset, and he comes and he curses Ambarish Maharaj, saying, "You broke the fast without giving me the honor of serving me, and therefore I am going to destroy you." And he creates a fiery demon and throws it at Ambarish Maharaj. But Ambarish Maharaj didn't even felt offended, and he was in a humble way asking for forgiveness for what he did, even though he didn't do mistake. Yes, Prajit, you have your hand up.
Oh, I had like another story I wanted to talk about. I'll wait for you to finish.
Yeah, but if you all know Ambarish story, which we did as a performance in the 2023 annual day, I'm sure all of you watched that pastime. So that was clearly a very nice example of portraying Ambarish Maharaj's forgiveness attitude and humility. So if not, you all can read it online, that pastime of Ambarish Maharaj. Yes, Prajit, give us your example.
So my example was, the story of sage Vishwamitra?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when before he became a sage, he was like a king, and one
Mm-hmm.
time he went to Sage Vishishtudu's kind of like hermitage basically, and then like
Mm-hmm.
Sage Vishishtudu treated him very well. However,
Mm-hmm.
Vishwamitra grew jealous of Sage Vishishtudu's powers,
Uh-huh.
and so as a result, he attacked Vishishtudu's hermitage,
Mm-hmm.
and after like giving up his kingdom and everything and gaining spiritual powers and
Mm-hmm.
then like he attacked it. But then Sage Vishnushru, he in the end he did not attack back. All he did was forgive Vishwamitra when once Vishwamitra realized his mistake.
Oh, I didn't know this pastime. That's very nice to know. Thank you for reminding us of that. I'm also going to read more on that. But that's a good, at least based on the story you narrated, that is an example of forgiveness. And I think I saw Sri Ram's hand. Sri Ram?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the story of Sudama because Sudama, who was like a poor Brahmin and was
Mm-hmm.
like a childhood friend of Krishna. One day he like visited Krishna's palace and he
Mm-hmm.
asked for help. And despite his poverty, Sudama forgave the hardships he's faced,
Mm-hmm.
trusting in compassion. And then Krishna, seeing Sudama's like pure heart, not only like forgave his struggles, but blessed him with lots of wealth, teaching that forgiveness and devotion would like bring like divine grace.
Yeah, that example shows how Krishna is very affectionate to the devotees. However, the forgiveness that we are talking, Sri Ram, right now is when somebody is being mean to us. Here, Sudama was not mean to Krishna, or Krishna was not mean to Sudama, correct? That's a very nice pastime to understand how Krishna is merciful. It's Krishna's mercy. But forgiveness comes into picture when somebody has hurt you and somebody is intentionally hurting and making it bad for us, right? So that's where when we experience situations where people, and sometimes people make mistakes without knowing against us. At that time, it's really important we forgive them, isn't it? We shouldn't take hold on to anger and grudge against that situation. So we have to first evaluate if the person is doing because I have done something in the past, maybe it is hurting him. That's why he or she is doing this to me. We have to check that. And even after that, if they're doing it, maybe they don't know that it is hurting me. Talk to them. And then after talking to, if it's still happening, then just keep them away and pray for them. All right. Thank you all so much for your valuable contributions today. It feels so good talking to you all and knowing your ideas and thoughts on the given topic. So let's ponder more, contemplate more about what we talked about, women and men, about these good qualities, about forgiveness. And there are some activities for you all to do on that in that book, Krishna is Everywhere. Please spend some time and write down. It's mostly writing the small notes or essays and share it with us so that it will be a good exercise for you all. These are all very nice exercises or activities that can enhance our own thinking, our own value system. Okay? Thanks, everyone. See you all next Sunday. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna.